everyone, it is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, September 5th. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly trade ideas video where we bring you about a half a dozen or so names from our watch list, names that are holding up well, showing relative strength, and then are still actionable for a upcoming trade setup, a trigger, if you will. And as always, these videos are powered by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. Bring you half of the names from our watch list, half from the stock lists over there. You can get access to Investors Business Daily stock lists with a link in the description of this video. So let's jump right in here to our first name that we're going to look at today. This comes from our watch list. This is Walmart, and this is a name that we do currently have a long position already in. And let's first discuss kind of what's going on here in Walmart. So really, it's been a little bit of back and forth yo-yo action here this year for Walmart. It started off with this nice ramp higher all the way up to about 110 or so before seeing steep declines throughout the month of February and March. And since March, it's been consolidating sideways between approximately $85 and $90, really kind of basing out, fueling up, letting the steady hands kind of come in here and stabilize the stock. And recently, just a few weeks ago, we saw this nice gap up on earnings with about a 10% move, and it's Walmart, so that's a pretty good move for a consumer defensive name like this. And since that gap up of 10%, it pulled back to this $95, very kind of steady, seeing some steady profit taking there. And then it got this nice reversal day here on Tuesday, the 28th of August. This was our setup. This was our signal to get involved here. This is where we initiated our position. So we've been in Walmart for a little over 5 days now, but since we've got long here, it really hasn't done anything. It just kind of went sideways. It held on to the majority of August 28th's reversal day here, and you can see today some nice relative strength. Markets are down a bit. Walmart's up 1.5%. It's trying to clear above these recent highs here. We're not seeing a tremendous surge in volume just yet, but it is still intraday, and price action wise, it is clearing above these recent highs after an inside day yesterday. So for Walmart, we like this here again as sort of either a second add entry here. Our entry is pretty close to where price currently is, so we're not adding anything today. We're kind of just hanging out with what we currently have on, but I think if you're not involved in this setup, it still offers a pretty good reward to risk opportunity here for a move back up towards these gap up highs from just a few weeks ago, up around $90, $99 up to $100. So that was our first name there, Walmart, current position that we have on. Next up, we have KPTI. So remember, our goal here is to bring you some actionable names that haven't just ran and are fully extended with lots of eyes on them. KPTI was one that broke out just a few days ago, it was last week in fact, on the 29th again, over a multi-week, multi-month consolidation here. And if we zoom out even further, this is in a long-term uptrend, had this great looking consolidation starting in May with a series of kind of lower highs and a pretty steady floor of support here right around $17. We broke out on high volume, we saw continuation on high volume, and now you can see we're just kind of flagging out here over the past 3 or 4 days. So this may not be ready yet. This might need to flag out a bit longer. It may need to consolidate up here at highs above $20 for another couple of days or even a week or two, but it's something to pay attention to. It's a name that's in motion. It just recently broke out. Buyers are in control here, so if you think this market can catch its footing, I think this is an interesting name to pay attention to. And finally, we have DHR. DHR here has not broken out yet. This is a name that is still consolidating. And if we go to the weekly time frame, I think you see the nice picture here. It's been in an uptrend for the past multiple years. And since the beginning of this year, it's really just gone sideways right underneath this 105, 104 area as resistance. And we're getting some higher lows get put in here over the past many months as it kind of bumps its head up against this resistance around 104. So DHR, I think, is a longer term kind of breakout play. If you're a trend follower, if you're looking for that for that next leg on a multi-week or multi-month time frame, I think this is an interesting play. Again, it hasn't broken out yet, so as we like to say, no trigger yet, no trade. So we wouldn't be involved in this just yet, but we'd be paying attention to these recent highs. So that is it from our watch list. The next three names come from Investors Business Daily. The first is PETQ PETIQ. We've talked about this name before, but I just want to bring it up again because it is such a strong performer. It is so resilient in this tape right now. Really just hasn't seen any weakness. It continues to consolidate and break out. Yes, it's extended. Yes, it's sort of a nosebleed momentum name, but if that's the type of trader you are, then I think this is an interesting name to pay attention to. It's down 2% today. It started off with a gap lower of almost 4 or 5%, but it has recovered just a little bit, throughout this session. Again, it may not be actionable right here, right now, but I think again the price action over the past couple of weeks and months show that this is a name to keep a close eye on because it does continue to work to the upside. So first there is PETQ. Next up is ATKR, again from IBD's lists, and this one here is an industrial play. Industrials have been pretty hot. There's been a lot of names crossing at least my watch list in this space, and ATKR is one that recently just broke to new all-time highs over the past couple of weeks. Prior all-time highs were back in 2017 here around $27. We catapulted right through them, and now we are consolidating and pulling back after launching to those new highs. So ATKR, is one that, again, I would be paying attention to. You get this little kind of mini pullback breakout of this trend line set up today. But again, this still might need a little more time here, but it's showing some great relative strength. It's in an industry that's in a sector that's been holding up and kind of showing some good relative strength. So I'd pay attention to this one as well. And finally, for this week's video, we have WHD. And again, this is a name that has not broken out yet. If we go to that weekly time frame here, you can see this is a fairly recent IPO. Back in February of this year is when this issue came public, and it started off with this nice uptrend. It topped out around 36 and change, and you can see it's been consolidating underneath this level for the past 4 or 5 months. So WHD, recent IPO, nice trend at our back, some tight consolidating going on here over the past couple of weeks, and I think your clear level to pay attention to is right around this $36 level, just north of $36. That's where the stock continues to fail, and that's where I'd be paying attention to for a momentum breakout signal if that occurs over the next coming days or weeks. So that is it. That is what I have for this week's video. Hopefully you found some of these names useful, helpful, and hopefully you get a nice trade out of some of them. So that is it from me. I will not be here on Friday for the market recap video. For those of you who usually tune in for the weekend video, I know everybody's coming back from vacation and getting ready to gear up for a lot of market action come September. I still need that one more weekend. I will be out of here and will not be posting any videos, so do keep that in mind. Otherwise, thanks so much as always, and I will be back next week with our regularly scheduled videos. Thanks again, and good luck out there.